So recently I've been messing around with Kali Linux and honestly I'm loving it. It's got way more tools than Windows 11 and it's way more customizable. I'm seriously thinking about switching over to Linux. But here's the thing, before jumping in, I would like to get a good feel of all the different Linux distros out there. Gotta test the waters before jumping in. Right now, I've got Kali Linux running inside a virtual machine, but I've been wondering, is there a better way? Every time when I open Visual Studio Code on Windows, it keeps prompting me to install WSL, that is, the Windows Subsystem for Linux. Google tells me that WSL is a Windows feature that lets you run a Linux environment like command line tools and even graphical user interface applications right on Windows without needing to mess around with a virtual machine or dual booting it. Crazy, right? In this video, I'm going to install Ubuntu on WSL, exploring how to run different distros through WSL, and even getting the graphical user interfaces working. So, if you'd like to see me try Linux on WSL, this one's for you. Let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that virtualization is enabled on our CPU. We can do that by simply clicking on the task manager here, then clicking on the performance tab and CPU tab. At the bottom here, we can see that virtualization is already enabled on mine. This is because it was required in order to virtualize Kali Linux in the previous video. Look at this. Can you believe I only have one Chrome tab open? Unbelievable. Moving forward, we need to enable WSL in Windows features. So go to the search bar here and search for Windows features. In here, we're going to need to check Windows Virtualization Platform as well as Windows Subsystem for Linux to enable them both. So you need to check this one right here and you need to check this one here. Your computer is going to need to restart to apply the changes, but I've already done it, so I don't need to restart. Once you're done here, you can usually open the Microsoft Store to install your Linux distros from there, but where's the fun in that? The terminal is way more efficient anyways. You can use PowerShell or the command prompt for this, but I'm going to be using Git Bash. The first thing you need to do is type WSL install to install WSL. Once it is installed, we immediately update it with the command WSL update. I have no idea why, but sometimes it doesn't install the latest version of WSL by default. Once that's done, we can type WSL list online to see all the Linux distros we can install alongside their alternative names. As you can see, we don't have all of them. I would have loved to see Manjaro here, but still, this is a good collection to be honest. When installing WSL, Ubuntu is installed as our default distro, but Kali Linux is based on Debian, so that has to be pretty good. So let's try to install that. To install Debian on WSL, we simply copy its name here and we install it with the command WSL install Debian. This command is the one we use to install any and all Linux distros in here. Just type WSL install followed by the name of the distro and this will start downloading Debian. I'm gonna need to maximize this for now. Once the distro is installed, we can type WSL list to see a list of all the Linux distros that are installed. Please note that in File Explorer here at the bottom, you can see all the Linux distros installed on our system. Use this to navigate and transfer files between Windows and the other OS if you need to. To log in, you simply type WSL, and as you can see, Ubuntu is our default Linux distro here, so this command is going to log us into Ubuntu. You can specify which distro to log into with the command WSLD followed by the name of the Linux distro. This command here would log us into Debian here. You can change which distro is your default with the command WSL set default followed by the distro name. As you can see, now Debian is our default. If you're on PowerShell, you can simply hit this tab here and choose whichever distro you want to log into here. Debian is well regarded in the Linux community, but I would like to see what Ubuntu feels like in contrast to Kali Linux, so I'll set that as my default for now and log in. Once you're logged in, you basically have everything you need to use Ubuntu on Windows 11. It's crazy how all you need on Linux is the terminal. You can do anything and everything here without needing to install a graphical user interface. You can probably do the same on Windows, but Windows 11 prioritizes GUIs, so its terminal feels neglected in contrast. We are going to install a desktop environment on Ubuntu anyways though. So let's go back to Google. What is the best desktop environment for Ubuntu? It says here XFCE made GNOME and KDE Plasma, but I would like to see what any of these look like before installing. So images, I see. Most of these kind of blend into the background, but I like this one here. So let's check this one out. Okay. So this is a customized version of GNOME running on Arch Linux. It's beautiful. I like it. Modern simplicity, KDE Plasma. Cinnamon is the default on Linux Mint, and it kind of looks familiar. I think I've seen this somewhere before. Debian Desktop is artistic with well-rounded edges on everything. It kind of follows Apple's design language as seen on macOS. I would like to try all of these, but for now, I think I'm going to try XFCE because it is lightweight and probably easier to install. To install XFCE, we simply type the following command, sudo apt update, to update our package repo. This will require your password. Once that's done, we can say sudo apt install XFCE for goodies db us-x11 and install that like universally. This might take a while depending on your internet connection, so please like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified when I release the next tutorial. Thank you. So once you've done installing everything, you can export display 0. You need an equal sign here. And you can say export g_backend equals to x11. These lines are going to export our display into your laptop screen or your desktop screen. And this one will force our renderer to use x11. So to test if your graphics are working, you can say xsize like this. Let's say xsize like this. And if this panel here comes in, then your graphics are working. You can also use xlogo like this one, and you can see my graphics are being rendered. So what's happening here is that this graphical user interface is being rendered directly onto my Windows 11 using the default Windows 11 graphic renderer for Windows. I believe that's called WSLG. As you can see, it is enabled in the extra features here. I believe this one is only available with WSL version 2. In version 1, it wasn't available, I think. But to start our desktop, you can say start XFCE 4 and click on enter. And this will display our graphical user interface or our desktop onto our laptop screen, as you can see in this other screen here. So as you can see here, we have our graphical user interface, we have our applications somewhere here, and we have our menu here. You can start the terminal here and it's gonna pop up in the other screen, but I'm gonna drag it back. As you can see, this is our terminal. So everything you need to use the desktop is available to you here. But let's say you don't want separate panels like this. We have the panel here and we have the panel here. Or maybe you want one continuous window. For that, you can log out from here. Let's try to log out from here. In the other desktop, what we're going to do is install Xlaunch here. Once you've installed this one, you are going to launch it, and in the settings here, you're gonna say one large window instead of multiple windows here, right? Or maybe full screen if you want to, but I'll say one large window and click on next. In here, I'm gonna leave it as start node client, and in here, I'm gonna disable access control here. It's important that you disable this. And then I'm gonna click on next and click on finish, and this will open our window here. But as you can see, for now, it has nothing on it, so I'm just gonna drag it this down so that I can access my terminal. And on my terminal, I'm gonna clear everything. Remember, if you want those export display lines to be permanent, then you need to add them to your base script file. But to enable our window here, to export our display to our window here, we are going to have to export our display to localhost. So what we're going to do is say export display is going to be localhost 0, like that, and that will be our exported display, and click on enter, and I'm gonna clear everything again and then start our display again. Start XFCE 4 and click on enter, and as you can see, it's saying here our display is already running, blah 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 blah. And as you can see, our display is now available on our screen here. If I maximize this, you can see that we now have our full desktop here rather than separate windows. So this is how you get your graphical user interface. I can see that it's a bit pixelated. This is because I'm using a 4K monitor and I have no idea how to enable 4K into this thing. I have no idea how to enable. When I make the window 4K here, my desktop begins to lag. So I'll be using it like this for now, unfortunately, but it's not that bad. It's very similar to how it was in Termax, but it's a bit more responsive, and I believe there's like more tools in here. I'm gonna be playing with it for a while. Now, I really wanted to try GNOME too. I tried installing it using different commands, desktop managers, desktop servers. I followed every tutorial I could find, but nothing worked. I spent 2 days straight trying to get GNOME running inside WSL, and I just couldn't get it working. Maybe there's something wrong with my setup, but yeah, if you want to explore Linux while still on Windows, WSL is honestly a cool option to play around with, cause it gives you the ability to play with different distros and desktop environments. Let me know which DE you'd like me to try next, or if you got GNOME working somehow, please drop a comment down below. I would love to give it another shot. With that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.